Fourth Amendment right and kicked her off my property, and life went on. There are dairymen across the nation who are having literally the SWAT teams coming in, confiscating their cheese making equipment.
Well, that's right, because they don't have the guts to attack the gangs selling drugs in the inner cities. So all the brave men with bulletproof vests and bomb cars attack dairy farmers.
And here's the bottom line. I told my guests, my guests, of course, that night were outraged when they found out what happened, absolutely outraged. And here was the thing. Their food was destroyed, and they didn't have the choice. They knew where that food had come from. They knew where it was prepared. That's why they paid good money to come out and have it, exactly for that reason.
Laura, you know what? You've experienced a fascistic bullying government. We hear about bullying. If this is not the definition of what a bullying government is, what is? So, Laura, where do you stand now? They destroyed your food with bleach. They wouldn't even let you feed it to animals. That sounds like a spiteful act from this little Nazi fascist. Where do you stand today?
It was a power play, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Well, but are you still growing food?
Absolutely. Yes, we absolutely are.
And is the ATF watching you with binoculars?
Important.
Is the ATF spying on you with binoculars from 1,000 yards away, perhaps ready to do a Waco on you, burn your farm down because you didn't put a tax stamp on your milk?
Well, here's the thing. Thanks to people like you and this story that went around the world, the Southern Nevada Health District wants nothing to do with us right now. They have received so much bad publicity, and rightfully so.
What about the good Senator Harry Reid? Has he been notified of this act in his turf?
I have not worked with Harry Reid on this issue.
Yeah, I think he'd be outraged by this since he's a native Nevadan. I think he would find this outrageous. But then one never knows what a minion of the increasingly and encroachingly horrendous government might think. We don't know. Laura, is there a good ending to this story?
There is a good ending to the story. It has yet to be, because this does go on throughout the nation. However, I believe that the more of us that are educated and aware and are making the choices that, people are buying raw milk through the black market. It's ridiculous. But
the government didn't approve the raw milk. It didn't go through the homogenization and pasteurization necessary to destroy the milk. I get it.
Same with the USDA meats and such, but as long as we will put our dollars where we want them to go, it will become what's important to us becomes important to the lawmakers when they see the flow of money. Unfortunately, that's the way.
So it's all about taxation. There's really, what I'm hearing is it's a government that not only wants to control the growing of food, like the way they want to control children in schools. They oppose homeschool children. They oppose homegrown food. They oppose anything that the individual does because they get no taxation and no control out of it. That is what a centralized government does. That is what went on in Stalin's Russia until eventually the farming system collapsed and 30 million Russians died because they could no longer grow the food. That's a very important story, is that they crushed the farmers to the extent that the government said, we'll grow the food because we can do a better job. And there was massive starvation in the 1930s in Russia as a result, and 30 million Russians starved to death once the government bureaucrats under Stalin took over the farms. So I congratulate all the organic and small farmers out there. It's the salvation of America. And Laura Bledsoe, thanks for telling your story tonight on the Savage Nation.
It's a pleasure being with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. You're a very brave lady. Now, there's your story. Now, before I take a break, ask yourself a simple question. Do you approve of what the government did? Then you're a man who loves Obama and big government. Do you find what the government did disgusting, outrageous, and that the government agent should be arrested? Then you're an independent conservative like Michael Savage. It's that simple. I'll be back.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now.